In many parts of the world, February 14 has become synonymous with sweet Hallmark cards, overpriced bouquets of flowers, and heart-shaped chocolate boxes. Not that we're complaining, I mean, who hates chocolates, right? But to many other folks out there is a lot more to Valentine's Day than the usual gimmicks. From walking through frozen fields barefoot to mourning the single life over a bowl of noodles, here are some of the weirdest ways that people celebrate love on this special day. Welcome back to Watch Canon, the authority on all things mind-blowing. Before we start, make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons and hit that notification bell for more awesome videos. On this episode, we are listing down the 14 most unusual V-Day traditions around the world. There are tons of cool traditions on this list, not just for the lovebirds, but also for the single ladies and gents, and even those who are in the friend zone. Let's start off this list with perhaps the most popular one. At number 14, ladies giving chocolates. In both South Korea and Japan, it's customary for the women to give chocolates to men on V-Day. In Japan, they are more particular with the type of chocolates that they give. If it's for a husband, a boyfriend, or a man that they truly like, they hand-deliver honme choco, which are often handmade with love. Friends and colleagues, on the other hand, receive the cheaper obligatory geri choco. Exactly 1 month after, on March 14, is what they call White Day, during which South Korean and Japanese women look forward to receiving gifts from their loved ones, and it's expected for the gift to be 2 to 3 times more expensive. Oh yeah, just consumerism at its finest. A month after, on April 14, South Koreans hold what is known as Black Day. Single men and women dress in black from head to toe and gather with other single friends to eat black sesame noodles or jjajangmyeon to either mourn being forever alone or to celebrate their independence. Next up at number 13, smooching under trees. Of course, it's not uncommon for couples to go smooch, but on Valentine's Day, the Czechs like to go under a blossoming cherry tree, Kissing. Now, we can't say for sure if that leads to them getting married and them getting a baby carriage, but Czechs do believe that doing this will bring couples good luck for the year ahead. There's even a legend that says that a lady who doesn't get to experience this on the day of love will wither the following year. Yikes. At number 12, decorating apples. In Iraq, Valentine's Day is celebrated with a feast of love. The capital turns red with teddy bears, balloons, slogans, roses, and, more importantly for the Kurdish population, red apples. They preserve the red apples with clothes to represent the OG couple, Adam and Eve. Yes, we all know that story didn't really end well, but the Kurds believe that this tradition will bring a couple prosperity and love. At number 11, celebrating the friend zone. Yup, this one's for all the single folks out there. In Estonia and Finland, the dreaded friend zone becomes A-OK on February 14, which is more a celebration of friendship than of romantic relationships. They exchange cards and gifts and greet each other with a cheery, happy Friends Day. Yeah, probably not what you've been waiting to hear from someone you've had your eye on. Making it to number 10, the Old Love Parade. In Guatemala, February 14 is the perfect day for senior citizens to put on their dance shoes and get groovy. They slip into their feather dresses and masks, take to the streets, and dance the day away on what they call El Día del Cariño, or Day of Affection in English. Just look at that grandma go! Up next at number 9, poetry games. Norway has a cute V-Day tradition called Geikebrev, which literally means joke letters. It may sound foolish, but the tradition is actually pretty romantic. Secret admirers send funny little poems or notes to their loved ones, and the only clue to their identity is a dot for each letter of their name. This is where the game comes in. Now, if the girl guesses the sender correctly, they get an Easter egg on Easter. If they don't, well, they're the ones who'll have to give the man an egg, sort of as an apology. At number 8, getting married. Okay, yes, there's nothing unusual at all about tying the knot, especially not on Valentine's. But in the Philippines, the government takes it up one notch by sponsoring mass weddings across the country. Those who cannot afford their dream wedding jump at this chance because everything is provided for them, even the ring. The only catch is that you'll be getting wed alongside hundreds of other people, gathered at public areas, putting a ring on it all at the same time. If this sounds like a crazy idea to you, then you better hang tight because we've got more. In fact, number 1 is so crazy that it has been banned. Meanwhile, making it to the half mark at number 7, herbs on pillows? Based on a tradition that has been around in the UK for several centuries, the women in England would sometimes be seen putting bay leaves at each corner of their pillow on the eve of Valentine's Day. This tradition is said to help them have sweet dreams as they welcome the day of love. So sweet, in fact, that they would see their future husband in their sleep. Although the tradition is getting less popular as the years pass, there are still some who think it is worth a shot. Next up at number 6, pigging out. In Germany, nothing says I love you more than a giant gingerbread in the shape of a heart, embellished with a sweet message and attached to a ribbon so that it can be carried around on the shoulders by the recipient. And that's not the only weird V-Day tradition in Germany. They also like to give their loved ones any gift in the shape of a pig. Yep, the Germans consider pigs as a symbol of good fortune and lust, so you'll see tons of photos or figurines of pigs and even chocolates that are molded in the shape of pigs in, provocative poses. Ugh. Making it to the top 5? Spooning. Relax, that's not the type of spooning we're talking about. In Wales, they like to celebrate Valentine's a little differently. For starters, they do not pay homage to Saint Valentine and instead celebrate the Welsh patron saint of love, Saint Dwynwen. Because of this, their Day of Love happens a couple of weeks early, on January 25. The age-old tradition to mark this special day is for men to carve love spoons with designs that are symbolic and often have hidden clues. In more recent years, men don't necessarily do the carving themselves anymore, but these carved love spoons live on and are now becoming more popular as wedding and anniversary gifts. Number 4. Lovebirds. In Slovenia, Saint Valentine is one of the patron saints of spring, and it's believed that February 14 is the day that plants start to regenerate as it coincides with the start of spring celebrations. On this day, when the flowers are in full bloom, women go out and look to the sky for the first bird they see, which they believe will clue them in on what their future husband will be like. They also believe that birds propose to each other on V-Day, so the Slovenians bear witness to this occasion by walking barefoot through frozen fields. Ooh. On our number 3 spot, Lupercalia. Sappy cards and candlelit dinners are a little too mainstream for the young girls of South Africa. Here, they don't mind wearing their hearts on their sleeves, and we mean that literally. Following an old tradition called Lupercalia, the South Africans celebrate V-Day by pinning the names of their loved ones onto the arms of their shirt for everyone to see. Now this is the more modern, tamer version of Lupercalia. The original festival, if it still existed, would have been the number 1 pick for this list as it involved sacrificing goats, men wearing the goat's skin, and whipping women for fertility. Can't get any weirder than that. At number 2, love spells and rituals. If you think resorting to magic sounds like a good idea, then you're gonna want to pay a visit to Brazil. Here, many single women perform simpatias, which are little rituals that they do to help you get something you desire. On Valentine's, they perform what they call simpatias para o amor, or rituals for love, and there are many of them. There's a ritual for finding a good partner, one to conquer a love, another to rekindle love, and an enchantment to help you forget an unrequited love. The rituals require a lot of time and effort, but they are rather interesting, and instructions can be found online for people who'd like to give it a try. But at least that tradition still lives on, unlike the number 1 tradition on our list. Love lottery. Not so long ago, French single ladies and gentlemen would celebrate Valentine's through a love lottery. The way it is done is that hopeful singles would line up in houses facing each other. They would then call out through the windows to the other people living across the road until they're all paired up. Surprisingly unromantic for the country of love, don't you think? Well, get this. The women left unmatched would get together, build a huge bonfire, and start tossing pictures of the man who rejected them as they shout insults into the sky. Whew, intense. Eventually, things started getting a little too unruly, and the French government decided to ban the practice for good. So many wonderful, weird, and unbelievable ways to celebrate love. Are there other weird Valentine's Day traditions that we should know about? Tell us all about it on the comment section below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications to get front row seats to watch Canon's mind-blowing videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.